Inge Zamani Kami the following questions. The Marine Resource Act of 2015 in Namibia was amended to strengthen state ownership of resources, redefine commercial versus non-commercial fishing, and grant the minister broader powers to allocate fishing quotas for government objectives. These 2015 changes are what led to the corruption scandal in what is today known as the Fish Road scandal. In 2020, the then acting Fisheries Minister, Honorable Albert Kawana, said the act will be reversed to rectify what went wrong in the past. 6 years later, no amendment bill has been brought to this House to reverse those amendments. I therefore pose the following questions. Can the Ministry provide this House with measurable proof that the 2015 Marine Resource amendments have improved the livelihoods of ordinary Namibian citizens? Can the Minister provide the list of all quota beneficiaries since 2015, including their shareholding structure, director, to prove that the system is not only benefiting the elites? What mechanisms exist in the Act to prevent abuse of quota allocation, and why are these mechanisms not working in practice? Does the Minister agree that the current system encourages corruption and political patronage? And if not, what evidence does the Ministry have to dispute these perceptions? When will the Minister bring the amendment bill to Parliament, as promised by the then acting Minister 6 years ago? I so submit.
Honourable Member, may please table the question. Unfortunately. Yes, Honourable Kalangula. Point of privilege. Who is that? Honourable Nekongo. Before Honourable Kalangula comes in.
Honourable Speaker, I think I stand on the point of privilege. And I think we have observed this yesterday and all other days that Parliament has just become a question Parliament. So we could not go on the agenda of Parliament to discuss substantive issues. So therefore I propose that perhaps that today there must be allocated time for questions, all the questions, so that we can able to move to the substantive issue of Parliament. I so propose, Comrade Speaker.
Yes, thank you. Honourable Member, I think that's a concern that has been expressed by many MPs, but as I said in the past, currently the rules do not set a time limit for questions, except oral agent questions, which is limited to 20 minutes. But the rules make a provision for chief whips to agree on a time limit for items on the agenda, on the program of Parliament. And until there is any change to the rules, unfortunately, the only flexibility that is there for us to limit the time would be to use that provision. Yeah, so if all of us are concerned, let's try to be more balanced in terms of how we allocate the time to the different items. Now, having said that, I will call upon Honourable Kalangula. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 19th February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Works and Transport the following questions. Honourable Minister, on the 12th December 2025, the Honourable Minister launched the Animal Visibility Project in Mbumba Village, Oshikuku constituency of Msati region. The theme, or aim rather, was to dress the domestic animals with reflective ear tags and collars for visibility on the roads at night for prevention of nighttime animal-related accidents, road accidents. It was then reported on the 19th December 2025 that the Ministry of Works and Transport has procured reflective ear tags and collars at the cost of 5 million. Authorities and road accident statistics point to human behavior, road users' attitude, as the leading cause of most road crashes, suggesting it to be the root cause. Speeding, fatigue, drunk driving, and the disregard of traffic rules and regulation remains persistent. Honorable Minister, it is based on this background and for clarification that I now ask the following question. What influenced the decision for the animal visibility project of these reflective ear tags and collars? Number 2, were the reflective ear tags and the collars acquired through the tender process or donated? If via the tender process, when was the tender issued for bidding? What was the cost to government? How many procured? And which company was awarded the tender? Number 3, was the procurement of these reflective ear tags and collars planned and budgeted for? If not, why the agency and priority on dressing these domestic animals at a high unbudgeted cost? Number 4, can the Honorable Minister, as I round off the last question, can the Honorable Minister present a report on the progress on the regions covered in the initial project, forward plans, and the estimated cost of the animal reflective ear tags and collars for the regions yet to cover? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member may table the questions, please. Yes. Honorable Mongo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 19 February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, the Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, the following. Candidates who receive or improve individual Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate subjects receive separate results for each sittings, without an automatically issued consolidated certificate reflecting their best marks. While the current framework allows accumulation of subject passes toward a group certificate, it does not provide for routine reissuance of an updated certificate. This raises policy and administrative questions regarding the recognition of improved results for tertiary admission, employment, and scholarships. Clarification is therefore sought on whether the Ministry intends to review the certification regulations or procedures to address this issue. I therefore proceed to ask the following questions. Does the Directorate of National Examination and Assessment provide any mechanism for combining improved subject results into a single updated certificate? If not, what is the rationale for this approach? Has the Ministry benchmarked Namibia certificate practices against other SADC or Commonwealth countries to determine whether consolidated certificates are issued in similar examination systems? Are there legal or regulatory provisions within the current government gazette or the Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate regulations to prevent the issuance of a consolidated updated certificate? How does current legislation define the recognition of subject passes accumulated over multiple examination sittings, and does this definition support the legal issuance of a consolidated certificate? I so submit.
Honorable Member may please table the question. Honorable Mbundu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I give notice that on Thursday, the 19th of February, 2026,
None of your
ask
business.
the Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, Honorable Lucia Ipombo, the following. Honorable Speaker, I rise to seek clarity from the Honorable Minister responsible for safety and security regarding to the status of police officer accommodation countrywide. It is acknowledged that the government has, in a recent year, constructed new police stations and barracks in some areas and has committed to improving living conditions for officers, particularly in the rural border and underserved region. However, there remain ongoing concern from members of public and police personnel about the adequate distribution and pace of implementation of the accommodation initiatives. Police officers who serve in remote and high-risk areas plays a critical role in maintaining public safety and security. Inadequate accommodation, negligent that word, affect moral retention and operational readiness. It is therefore important for Parliament to understand how far government has progressed in addressing these matters. Question. Honorable Minister, what are the current status of government programs to provide adequate accommodation for police officers countrywide, particularly in the rural and border area where living conditions have historically been poor? Question 2. Can the Honorable Minister provide an update on the number of allocation of police housing projects that were completed in the past year, as well as those currently under construction, and indicate their expected completion timeline? Question 3. What measure has the government put in place to ensure that all police officers, regardless of rank or posting, have access to safe, secure, and decent accommodation? And how is the progress being monitored and reported to Parliament? I so submit.
You may table the questions, Honourable Member. Please table the questions. Honourable Mouton. Okay. Honourable Haikola.
Notice is hereby given that question number 151, originally submitted on July 1st, 2025, and directed to the Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, is hereby withdrawn. As per the plea and request of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as the leader of government business, alternative paths to answering this question have been explored and will be pursued. In order to ease the congestion in the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect.
Very good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable. You may table. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Honorable Hipikwa. Honorable Hipikwa. Yeah, honorable members, can we hear the question of Honorable Hipikwa?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 12th of February, I shall ask the Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture the following. Honorable Speaker, the manner in which the learner's performance is analyzed and reported lacks fairness. Public and private schools' national results continue to be analyzed and reported under one category, despite operating under different conditions. Many public schools lack standards and for many years struggle with overcrowding and lack of furniture. Learners write their examination while standing or on their laps while sitting on the floor. Poor or lack of infrastructure with leaking roofs, taught under trees and other unstandardized venues, as well as sharing the very limited resources. While private schools do not face the same constraints, as many have maintained the set out school standards. Therefore, combining their result analysis under the same category covers structural inequalities and undermine the NDP 6 call for targeted mediations. Based on the above background, I therefore ask the following questions, Honorable Speaker. Number 1,
continue.
When will the government schools be upgraded to the set standards to improve learners' performance?
Number 2 is the current way of group result analysis and reporting, driving us towards our targeted goals. Number 3, and the last one, what if we separate the analysis categories to allow us to identify weak schools accurately and pragmatically design improvement strategies that respond to their actual needs and improve their results. I so submit.
Yeah.
Honorable member may table the questions, please. Yes. Honorable members, I would like to inform the House that the delegation of honorable MPs and other senior political leaders from Zimbabwe that we announced just a few minutes ago has finally arrived, and they are there up. We extend our warm welcome to you, honorable members of parliament. Very good. Very good. Now I give the floor to Honorable Shitana.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Notice is hereby given that question number 147, original submitted on the 1st of July 2025 and directed to the Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth and Sport and Culture, Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, is hereby withdrawn. As per the plea and request of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as the leader of government business, alternative paths to answering this question have been explored and will be pursued. In order to ease the conjunction in the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect.
Honorable Venani, please take your seat so I can ask the next MP to take the floor. Honorable Hangula.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Prime Minister, I endorse what he said. Thank you. Notice is hereby given that question number 145, originally submitted on July 1st, 2025, and directed to the Right Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports and Culture, Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, is hereby withdrawn. As per the plea and request of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as the leader of government business, alternative paths to answering this question have been explored and will be pursued. In order to ease the congestion in the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect. I so submit.
Yes, please table the notice. You may please table the notice. Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
Please. Notice is hereby given that question number 80, originally submitted on 1st July 2025 and directed to the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Irian Gurare, is hereby withdrawn. As per the plea and request of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as leader of government business, alternative paths to answering this question have been explored and will be pursued. Been explored and will be pursued. In order to ease the congestion in the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect.
notice. Yes. Honorable Kalola.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. This is a new thing.
Listen!
Speaker. Speaker, may I please be protected?
I don't know.
Okay, notice is hereby given to that question number 142, original submitted on the 1st July 2025, and directed to the Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, is hereby withdrawn.
Yes.
As per the plea and request of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, as the leader of government business, alternative paths to answering this question have been explored and be pursued. In order to ease the congestion of the House, I therefore submit that this particular question be removed from the order paper with immediate effect.
Yes, Honorable Mouton. Oh, withdraw. We all withdraw.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. I want to ask an urgent oral question to the Right Honourable Prime Minister. As leader of government business, e-governance falls under the mandate of the OPM. With that in mind, can the Honourable Prime Minister kindly provide this House with clarity on recent reports that the Namibian online visa system is controlled by an Indian individual developer whose power can overrule official decisions and refuse to grant the Ministry of ICT full access to the system? Additionally, the report states that the funds of visa on arrival is facilitated by a Kenyan company. This is a risk to the sovereignty of this country. If true, why was this decision taken to select this individual, and how should we move forward? Thank you.
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Honourable Mton. I think you asked a question that is also prefixed with if true. And if true, therefore, enters into that trajectory of seeking further clarification. To the extent possible, what we have said here and what we have said elsewhere, we want to see digital sovereignty of Namibia. So if and when it is determined to the point that you are saying, we will have to explore and to make sure that we imprint digital sovereignty on us. One. Secondly, Honourable Speaker, I must make this point clear. As I have done, I think, Monday or so when we addressed staff of the Prime Minister, we are in the process of ensuring that when it comes to the digital infrastructure of the government, ourselves as OPM, as well as MICT. No. MICT, yeah, the name rhymes. We, and of course also with the direction of the President, we have done preliminary assessment in terms of ownership of data in the country. We have also seen that in some instances, some of those to whom we have given work in this area, they are outside Namibia. And we do not believe that is the right way to do it. And therefore, I will invite the honourable member, come, let us talk further on this issue from the perspective of sovereignty as Namibians. So you see, it doesn't matter whether you are from that side politically or not. We are all concerned, and we should be jealously guarding our sovereignty. And that is to say, and this is a point now I have made repeatedly, Honorable Speaker, 35 or 36 years, it means that we have been able to build requisite capacity within ourselves to be able, one, to venture into the development of the software as well as the hardware. And you yourself, you have spoken to this repeatedly. So the best then is for you to get it from us that we are moving in a direction where we must assert ourselves both in the space of ownership as well as developing and harnessing the ingenuity and capacity of our own people in that space. One, we know that there is NCRC, we know that there is UNAM, we know that there is NAST, all of whom have the departments of computer science. So I know that it's a long question, a long answer to a question that is direct, but I would like to invite you, Honorable Member, to be with us as we assert and answer this question. But it is then have to be said that sometimes this is the issue of tendering. And somebody somewhere gives a tender to somebody somewhere with a view to benefit somehow, somewhere. And therefore, in the end, the victim becomes the country. And that we must avoid, and that we must prevent, and we should all agree that those are the bottlenecks and the middlemen, the middlewomen, etc., that we must cut. We must cut it in order to preserve our national interest. So your point is not to say that it is out of bound, but if it's true, as you have said, then we must be able to address it collectively. So, Honorable Speaker, I shall submit.
Very good. Thank you. Honorable Venani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I crave your kindest indulgence to under 135 to ask an urgent oral question to the Right Honorable Prime Minister, inspired by Narendra Shri Ngurare. Honorable Prime Minister, nearly 11 months ago I stood before you asking you a question about the development on the negotiations on the genocide. You've given me an assurance 11 months ago that you will come here and make a ministerial statement on the would-be negotiations on the questions of genocide between Namibia and Germany. You haven't done same. I therefore put it to you, Right Honorable Prime Minister, where are we on the negotiations? What is the feedback? Communities are demanding to be included. How have you expanded the ship for people to be on board? What are the Germans saying? Why is government mum on the negotiations? There are new developments, geopolitical developments in Europe, the war of Ukraine, this, that, and the other. Where does the people of Namibia stand on the question of genocide, and what is the government feedback on the genocide? I so submit.
Thank you. Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Honorable Speaker, my good brother, Okachuru. Yes. Honorable Speaker, I think a few weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, we had a courtesy from the ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany. This particular subject was also on the discussion. And of course, before that, as the Honorable Member will be aware, we have appointed the Mr. Isaacs to take over as the envoy, yeah. Stephen, yes. Stephen Isaacs. Yes. So, okay, but you look, it's just you missed it. Okay, in that case, Honorable Speaker, let us take the Honorable Member in confidence, and that will come back, re-announce it here, announce it in a manner that is able to make the Honorable Member, as well as so many others out there, to follow through
what is it that we are doing. So, Honorable Speaker, it is a very important matter, and your question is a very important question. And perhaps you are correct. We should come back and be able to amply convey to you what is being done, where we are in regards to that particular matter. I so submit, Comrade Speaker.
Thank you. Okay. Now we go to notices of motions. Before I receive the notices of motions, I am advised that there were some motions notified yesterday on which a ruling has been deferred, and there were two. One is by Honorable Hangula, who gave notice on a motion, who gave notice to table a motion, and that motion, which he intends to table, was found to be the same in substance as the one that was moved by Honorable Mouton and is already on the order paper. And on that basis, the presiding officer, in terms of the rules of anticipation, specifically that rule, rules that this motion would not be admitted because it's already being addressed by the motion that is tabled by Honorable Mouton. Yes, Honorable Ampanda. So, by way of explanation, eh?
Okay. It's unfortunate that you were not here, Speaker. We had read the two motions are not secret, are known. One motion is asking about the extension of time on the order paper. The other motion is even titled Institutional Capacity of the National Assembly, that the Assembly discusses the bottlenecks, the challenges, and the way forward in meeting its mandate. The other one, how does the one discussing only the chambers, sitting period, and the other one talking about institutional capacity. So there must have been some mistake, because those two motions are all visible. One is very clear about how do we reduce the order paper in congestion and sitting on Fridays. In fact, it even says sitting on Fridays. The other one is talking about the institutional capacity and capabilities of a National Assembly. Two things that it suggests. One, it says this institution must discuss and give direction to the Secretariat once this discussion takes place. Nothing to do with sitting on Friday, nothing to do with the order paper. It's unfortunate. I guess maybe if we can ask for your indulgence, there must have been some mistake somewhere, Speaker.
Yes, thank you. Honorable, can I? Okay, very good. Yes, indeed, I was not here when the motion was notified, and the matter was deliberated upon. It was considered by the presiding officer's office, together with the presiding officer who was here, with the technical staff that were available to provide the technical advice. And the specific details as indicated here is that the motion tabled by Honorable Mouton, and he is the one whom I understand also raised the point of the Honorable Hangula's motion being similar to the one that he had tabled, sought discussion of suggestions to improve the effectiveness of Parliament, including timekeeping of sittings, application of speaking limits, limitations on frequency of contributions, and additional sittings with referral to a standing committee. Honorable Hangula's notice proposes discussion of the institutional capacity of the National Assembly, including bottlenecks and challenges, and directing changes, interventions to the National Assembly Secretariat. And a review that was undertaken concluded that while framed differently, both proposals address the functioning or effectiveness of Parliament as an institution, Honorable Hangula's notice would anticipate a matter already set down for discussion within the same subject area of institutional effectiveness, and that under Rule 98, the House should not allow a second motion that preempts or duplicates a matter on the order paper. And therefore, the recommendation is that the notice of motion by Honorable Hangula should not be allowed, as it would violate Rule 98. So yes, is that an explanation? Further, Honorable? Yes. Oh, you mean the gadget is not on? Okay, let's give it a second.
Give to Angola. Oh, they give it to Kampala, not Angola.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they can see you. Okay, it's on now.
Okay, Speaker, I think I'm not sure if your table is, if it's your table, the table office or presiding officers. We're trying to assist the Parliament in terms of the institution and capabilities. We are not trying to, because in the institution itself, the way we operate and where we're coming from is two different levels per se. Let me put it that way. For instance, just a mere business card to operate or a laptop comes 3 months later after employment starts. Just an example. In terms of effectiveness, you go into an oversight committee, the report is only published, comes back after a month. Now, we're not trying to discredit anybody or anyone, but I'm saying, look, in terms of the operation, at some point we need to take ownership of this institution to ensure that it is efficient and effective. And that motion strictly speaks to it. It doesn't talk about timing, speeches, sitting on a Friday. No, it's saying that the institution, the operation of Parliament are not effective for us as parliamentarians to be efficient in our work, in our dealings. So so the two motions are different. I understand maybe the office is trying to put the matters together, but we also want to urge the table office not to preempt things. Do not preempt. Don't think maybe it's the same thing. Don't preempt. Don't preempt motions. Let us discuss the motions as they are, and if the similarities in wordings, then let us say that this similarities in wordings, and then can change it. But do not preempt the motion, because we are now almost half a year into our programs, into this institution, but even our basic offices are not even done yet. Do you blame the Speaker? Who do you blame? Do you blame the Secretary? That's why we're asking that let us discuss those bottlenecks. Let us discuss the inefficiencies of the House. Not about timing of speeches and sitting on Fridays. That's totally different, Speaker. Please don't preempt our things. They are very clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was not here personally. So, and also I can see that both motions are just notified. So it actually leaves the conclusion to the presiding officer according to the rules, because then it means that an interpretation has to be made. Yeah, okay, now, Honorable, let's not discuss with you sitting from the... Yeah, so this is unfortunately the application of the rules. What I want to suggest is to say, yes, the rules say if it is determined that an item that is to be presented for consideration by the House anticipate another one that is on the agenda, then that should not be allowed on the order paper. That's actually what it says. But if the honorable member is of the view that the item that they want to present is different, maybe the honorable member can articulate that issue and bring it to a committee for a clearer understanding, so that we understand what it is. Then we would, because now I don't have the motivation of Honorable Mouton, I have made a ruling after considering the matter. So the honorable member can look at that and then on that basis retable the motion in a manner that is so clear that there is no doubt that these two things are speaking to the same issue.
Perhaps, maybe, Speaker, if you could also indulge us that because the rule also made it for that for a point where the Speaker must, when you make a ruling, you should also at least give an explanation to that ruling, or maybe or perhaps draw us to what led you to conclude that the two matters are of similar in nature. Because I just explained to you now the differences. I just gave you now differences, but you still, my Speaker is still pushing. So like, can Speaker just give us your understanding, then we can be comfortable as well.
Honorable Member, the Speaker is not pushing. The Speaker has made a ruling. But in terms of the rules, the Speaker may be required to give an explanation. And I have attempted to do that when I first made the ruling and when concerns were raised, both by yourselves and Honorable Ampanda, to explain. So I have provided that explanation. Obviously, you hold a different view. And what I offered as an alternative is an attempt to find a solution, because here the ruling has been made. And the rules don't allow us to discuss the ruling. You see, I'm trying to find a solution to the problem. So at the end of the day, we need to convince each other, because we are in a group, so that when it comes, it is such that if it is different, so that it's clear that this is different. It's not, the same thing that is already on the order paper. Yes, yes.
Okay, Speaker, I think I have actually, before drafting the motion, I have made reference, or I have taken time to read the motion of Honorable Mouton here. And the only similarities you'll find there is that this House discusses the following suggestions to improve the effectiveness of Parliament. That, in my opinion, is the only similarities that we have, because the motion by Honorable Mouton actually effectively draws us to focus on certain rules, all right? That I have not done, because then the rules apply in the chambers. What we are talking about in my motion is institutional, all right? And the institution is, perhaps I could have referenced the Constitution, which establishes the institution. But in this case, all of the provisions in this motion of Honorable Mouton lead us to Rule 85, Rule 14. It talks about to implore the Speaker yourself to start the sessions on time. These are things that have to do with the business inside the House. My motion has to do with business outside of the House, which by implication will also affect the business inside the House. But it's not something that is similar to what he has tabled. So for that reason, I would like to implore whoever made the conclusion to go back and study these two motions carefully and see it in the context of one has to do with the floor, the other one has to do with the institution, which ultimately includes the floor. Thank you, Speaker.
Yes. Honorable members, now we are challenged because as I have indicated, a ruling has been made. Yeah, and in terms of the rules, we cannot debate the ruling. But the ruling can be explained. You have explained your concerns. I have explained the basis on which the ruling was made, and I have made proposals on alternative ways. This is a notice. We cannot, you see, otherwise you will have Honorable Mutono and Honorable Hangula arguing about their motions, which are only notified and not motivated. So there is that ruling. So if there is something that was not clear to have led to that conclusion, then the honorable member can bring the notice in a different way. I have suggested even that the matter can be brought to a parliamentary committee. Otherwise, I don't see any progress coming from us having this discussion now. Yes. Yes, Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, so it's fine. We can accept the ruling, particularly on the basis that you were not here, and you were unfortunately made to read out whatever it is that has been decided, because we were told that the secretariat, table office, whoever it is that is advising or saying that, so we accept that. But Speaker, you also keep inviting us to find a way to work together. Maybe in future when something like that has happened, it doesn't hurt for anybody with an opinion to call the movers of motions before reaching a conclusion. It doesn't take away the power of whoever to rule, but some things are not necessary. They aggravate people unnecessary. One day you want to help, but it's a demonstration that people cannot be. Yeah, anyway, we accept that ruling, but it tells us we have a bigger problem.
Yeah. Yes, Honorable Ampanda, I think the proposal for engagement is not objectionable. And that is why my own proposal is to say maybe it can be taken there so that we have a common understanding. Otherwise, if we come here and then somebody must interpret and make a ruling, you can only interpret on the basis of your information or your perception. And then we don't make progress. You see? Okay, then we proceed on that basis. Honorable Lucato is next on the list. Oh yeah, the rulings are supposed to be two before I come to Honorable Lucato. The second ruling was a motion notified by Honorable Kandorodu. And the Honorable Kandorodu never got, okay, it was decided to defer a ruling on the notice that was moved by Honorable Kandorodu. And in order for that ruling to be made, it is necessary to have the information that Honorable Kandorodu shared as part of the notification. And I would therefore like to request that Honorable Kandorodu kindly table the notice in order to enable the presiding office to study it and make a determination, which would be communicated at a later time. Now, Honorable Thomas.
There's no. But the mic to Honorable Katana. Honorable Speaker.
Is the mic not working?
Yeah, the mic is to Honorable Katana.
Okay, can the colleagues please? Okay, yours is on now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, good afternoon. On Tuesday, February 17, 2026, I shall move that in accordance with the section 99 of the Electoral Act, Act number 5 of 2014, this House to look, discuss, recommend in this August House, and refer the matter to the relevant committee for investigation and report back to this August House for further scrutiny and amend the Electoral Act because of the law that allow the army prison services, and the police force disregard public interest while actively voting for one-party state in plain daylight, risking or repercussion because of the law that allow them to do so. The military and the police and the prison services are all very significantly organizations that couldn't disclose away whom they are voting for. This occurred during the course of several Namibian elections. Thus, the police and military turn their back on the nation interest in favor of one-party system, where Namibian people have experienced hardship to understand Section 99 of Electoral Act, which only allow for secret ballot. I so move.
Yeah, your point of order. Yes, honourable member, you may table the motion. Yes, Honourable Kandorodo.
Thank you so much, Speaker. I rise today to give a notice of motion in Parliament that on 20th of February this year, this House to discuss this motion regarding continued challenges in the fishing sector arising from the implementation of the Marine Resource Act 2000 as amended in 2015 and the manner in which total allowable catch TAC is divided and administered. Honourable Speaker, the current practice of dividing the TAC into three portions, namely commercial TAC, objective TAC, and reserve TAC, has become a major concern for fishing right holders and stakeholders across the industry. While the TAC system was designed to protect fish stocks and ensure sustainable harvesting, the way it is structured and applied has increasingly resulted in insufficient quota allocations to legitimize right holders, leaving companies unable to operate efficiently, fishermen without stable employment, and the industry under severe financial pressure. Furthermore, Honourable Speaker, there is a growing perception that the division of the TAC into these categories has created a room for discretionary decision-making, which can be abused by selling quota on public auction to the highest bidder or exchange quota with other countries for political favoritism. It is alleged that the system allows the ministry to remove significant portion of TAC and redirect allocations towards programs that are not directly fishery related, thereby undermining the purpose of TAC and weakening sustainability and economic viability of the sector. Honourable Speaker, this matter affects investment confidence, job creation, and livelihood of thousands of Namibians who depend on fisheries as a source of income and food security. It is alleged that only 50% of TAC is divided among the right holders, and the remaining is left at the Minister's behest. I move that Parliament discuss this motion and refer to the relevant committee for public consultation and report back. I so submit.
Yes, Honourable Hifikwa.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I hereby move without notice that leave of absence be granted to Honourable Haitota from the 3rd of February until further notice. I so move.
You may table it. Yes, just one moment. Yeah. Thank you. Honorable Gaobayev.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I move without notice that Honorable Somaia be granted a sick leave as from 6th of February to until further notice, Honorable. So I Honorable Somaia. Honorable Somaia. Nico Somaia, yes. Yeah, that it can be maternity leave.
Yes, Honorable Lucato.
Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, today, Wednesday, 11 February 2026, I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, 18 February 2026, I shall move the motion for the establishment of Government of National Unity in Namibia, that this House debates and consider the issue of Government of National Unity in which all political parties participate in the executive activities of the House. The Republic of Namibia, since gaining independence on the 21st March 1990, has upheld the principles of democracy, national reconciliation, and the rule of law is assumed in the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Lucato, I will receive the notice, but I would have to study it and make a determination on acceptability or otherwise. You may please table. Thank you. Now, on that note, honorable members, can we break for the usual 20 until, let's say, until 16 hours? Until 16 hours.
The number of crashes on our roads have increased dramatically.
There are ways digitally to identify people and hold them accountable.
Of course, we have to move within the ambit of the law. And if the law doesn't allow it, we have to do amendments.
One infection is one that as a society we cannot afford.
It is typically considered a childhood disease.
The best way to prevent this is really to get vaccinated.
We also have to make sure that the community, they also receive information. Why is it that they have to be immunized?
Is banning the access
access the answer, or does it risk pushing the problem out of sight?
If you are exposed to such unrealistic life standards at such an early age, it's going to affect how you're looking at yourself.
You obviously don't want to take away somebody's right to free speech, right? You don't want them to not be able to express themselves.
If they had to implement the strategy, we need all hands on deck.
We speak to the heads of ministries, government agencies and institutions.
We don't really have a lot of challenges, and that I want to thank the Namibian public.
I loved that the national tour really allowed us to connect more with our people, because it shows that as a Miss Namibia, it's not only about the crown, but it's about the people you represent and the people's voices that you speak of.
What really stood out for me was going to the palace and being able to learn something new.
What stood out to me in the cultural experiences on this tour was arriving in my traditional attire at the Ndonga Palace. It was a surreal moment and a moment of uniting cultures. The fact that I got the opportunity to dance my first ever Oshiwambo dance in my Nama dress, and such a beautiful moment that was captured, really stood out for me because it represents Namibian unity in our different cultures.
So when we went to the palace, as someone who is part of the Oshiwambo culture, I didn't have the opportunity to really learn more about it growing up, but being in that environment, knowing that the Miss Namibia organization ensures that we get those experiences, really meant a lot to me.
It was a beautiful stay. I've never been home away from home. Honestly, I felt at home. I felt all the traditions. I felt everything that we did. It was an amazing experience.
There were a lot of beautiful experiences going through this journey, but more in particular, I loved meeting the king and the queen. One particular experience that I really love is the fact that we were able to kneel in order to greet the king. It was quite humbling. It helped me to know that each and every person is important.
But of course, I can't leave out the Ndonga Palace, where we met royalty, but also took note of how beautiful Namibian culture is, extending from the queen, her royal palace, and of course, just how lovely it was to be served by these people.
Going to the palace was one of my favorite ones because it gave me an opportunity to really know what goes on within the cultures, you know, how they pound mahangu, how they extract their oil, all of that.
And then experiencing all the traditional practices that the Ndonga people experience on a daily basis was truly enriching, because I've always had a curiosity about the Oshiwambo culture.
The other thing that I also got to learn is the oil they made from the nuts, ground nuts, I think. Yeah, it was a ground nuts. A fascinating thing to see, because we make fat but not from the same thing.
So when it's clear like this one we use it for cooking oil, okay? And if we want to use it for our body to become the lotion, so we mix it with a traditional powder that make these things red like this one, pink like this one. So this is mahangu, and this is sorghum. Yeah. This is for porridge, and this is for making the traditional drink. Yeah, you can eat. It's healthy. So we make the bread out of this. So when you go to school, like us girls, so you make sure that you have your ngome. Oshikwila, you know, we call it oshikwila, kwajama ongome. So, and then with your shikundu, you can then walk to school.
The one that I enjoyed the most, I would say, is how the tribe in the northern region, they are so connected. It's something I've never seen before or felt before.
The cultural experiences were so eye-opening. I think it's very important for a Namibian to not only have knowledge about their traditions, their tribe, but Namibia as a whole, because we're so diverse. So for me, it was so empowering for me to learn about the Oshiwambo tribes.
This is an important place in every household, in every traditional household. That is the special room. We call it onjuo. It's a special room in the house. It's a room for the wife.
I could relate most of the things to my traditional experience, especially when he spoke about the onjuwa. I could relate it to our tradition. We call it okuruwa, and that is a most respected place in my tradition.
Onjuwa is a place of safety. When we grow up, all the children, they sleep in onjuwa. So until they are like the men, they are old enough to go to their own place, to go to their own room.
So being able to be in a space where I was able to learn new cultures and how they do adapt, how they create their food, and all of that was really, really something that I needed to know. And I'm really grateful for the Miss Namibia platform for providing me that.
I feel like us as young individuals need to really educate ourselves on our cultural background, because that's where our identity lies in, and that's how you get to know yourself as a person and be your authentic self.
The lesson I believe was most important for me to learn was the fact that we are different, but yet we are the same, and that we are Namibians and we are one.
Baby, Kikanash.
I went outside. How do you bring a female visitor in my house?
I didn't know she was coming.
If she was a boy, I would understand. I'm giving her only up to the end of this month.
I'm ready to tell this. Hi, beautiful.
Jacob, you are dating my little sister. This is wrong. I can't, I won't, and I shouldn't.
Ladies, meet Tabi. She's my new PA.
Eye on SADC is your regional news bulletin with a focus on developments from across the region. Stay informed with the latest news from the SADC sphere, from political updates to economic trends, social issues and community stories. We bring you the news that matters. Get comprehensive coverage, in-depth reporting, and a clear look at events shaping Southern Africa. Join us Monday to Friday at 13:30 only on MBC, your trusted source for regional news.
Relationships are dynamic.
It's like if you don't know anything better, sometimes you think maybe that's how fathers must behave.
My whole plans and my ambitions were finished.
Jesus got bigger and stronger and more sure and true in that journey.
Wonderful.
This is Touch FM. It's everywhere.
National FM, Prime all the time.
Hardloop FM, leef in Afrikaans.
Ondenga podongo, oishabari pinyi jiheripo, omurari wanjibi firombaranga.
Sie sind bei Funkhaus Namibia. Deutsch gehört. Gehört.
Kai samese, aridi haukau ausi.
TYSFM, Mamarato Aha.
Wato FM, Muchima Wetu.
Kati FM, Kati Nkupora Palethingi.
Mwanyi FM, Kai ni Kai.
Ka Radio, Kongoro Ngisima.
Looking for the best in local entertainment? NBC2 is your home channel. Brighten up your little one's mornings with Sunshine Club, a fun and educational kiddies show.
Stay tuned.
For the youth, Just Teens brings you the latest trends and entertainment.
Renewal of vows. Future repercussions of that.
Get inspired by real-life change makers on Legend of Change. Find faith, hope, and inspiration with uplifting religious programs. Stay informed with On the Street with City Police, keeping you safe and street smart. Celebrate love, culture, and grand moments on the Wedding Show. And for the sports lovers, we've got all the action from local soccer, coming in! Rugby, and more. Love local music? Watagwan brings you the hottest beats. Catch it all, Channel 102 on NBC Decoder and Channel 283 on DSTV. NBC2, your home channel.
Hi there, I'm Wala Bwalia.
And I'm Rusangula. On this season of Property Menu, we'll be taking you on a journey through Windhoek's most desirable suburbs and gated estates.
In each episode, we're diving into a different suburb, showcasing the property types and price ranges, and tell you how you can secure your dream home.
We'll also explore the amenities each suburb has to offer: schools, parks, shopping centers, and many more.
Plus, we're bringing you expert advice on market trends and everything you need to know about buying property.
And don't forget our tips on interior and exterior deco.
The thing about panels and what it does to spaces is that it adds texture, depth, and dimension to your space.
Property Menu is your guide to Namibia's property market.
Catch all the action of Season 2.
Only on NBC2.
Hi, I'm Beulah Boyce-Beakus, NBC Public Relations Manager, and I enjoy watching NBC Plus at home and on the go. Wanna get some ice cream, Daisy?
Paying your TV license just got a whole lot easier. That's right. You can now make your TV license payments at any Pep Home, ShopRite or Checker stores across the country. Wherever you are, there is now a convenient spot nearby to keep your TV license up to date. And the best part, all you need is your ID or your TV license number. It's that simple. No more stress, no more waiting. Just quick, easy, and secure payments while you shop. So next time you're at Pep Home, ShopRite or Checkers, make sure you pay.
had exhausted the list of notices of motions, any ministerial statement, reports from the Committee of the Whole Assembly and consequential proceedings. Then we go to the orders of the day. The Secretary will read the first order of the day.
Resumption of debate on second reading, Petroleum Exploration and Production Amendment Bill.
When this Assembly adjourned on Wednesday, the 4th February 2026, the question before the Assembly was a motion by the Honorable Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Swartboy adjourned the debate. No, we rose on automatic adjournment, I think. Honorable Swartboy did not, yeah. So I invite any contributions, and Honorable Swartboy is not here. Honorable, oh, now the list is saying something else. Honorable Lizazi. I saw the hand of Honorable first, but we start with Honorable Lizazi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I stand to make my contribution on the matter that is on the table. The executive now seeks to move petroleum, oil and gas upstream oversight from the Minister of Mines and Energy to the Presidency. But I ask, what is broken that justifies this drastic shift? Is this truly a solution, or are we creating a heavier burden on governance? Why should such a vital natural resource be removed from the civil service and placed directly under the presidency? Our constitution is clear. Article 100 states, the land, water, and natural resources above and below the surface, including those in the continental shelf, territorial waters, and exclusive economic zone, belong to the state, unless lawfully owned otherwise. These oil blocks are not privately owned. They belong to the Namibian people. Who then can protect these resources better than the citizenry themselves? If the Minister of Mines and Energy lacks capacity, the logical step is to strengthen and capacitate the ministry, not to duplicate positions for comrades.
Continue.
Negotiations on the exploration of our natural resources must be conducted in consultation with the rightful owners, the Namibian people, through their elected representatives, as was wisely stated by Her Excellency during her address at the Namibia Public-Private Forum in October 2025, and I quote, "International negotiation must be approached from a position of strength and confidence rather than a poverty mentality," end of quote. Yet, when we see celebrations abroad because foreigners have secured lucrative deals from our petroleum resources, we are left perplexed and disheartened. The assignment of Powers Act number 4 of 1990 is an enabling statute for organizing executive administration. It contemplates and obliges the assignment of administration of laws through the Prime Minister and the ministers only. Prime Minister and the ministers only. No director, no the deputy director. The bill, without any authority from any law, reverses that architecture by relocating core statutory discretion into the president's and any vesting day-to-day licensing authorities in the presidential appointees operating under presidential supervision without constitutional accountability to the sovereign, who are the Namibian people. Even if the representative of the sovereign wishes to alter the designed executor, the legislature must do so with the transparent reason, strong safeguard, and model that preserves accountability and reviewable in terms of Article 18 of the Namibian Constitution. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we cannot support the current amendment bill. There is a deliberate misapplication of the law amounting to ultra vires in the appointment of the Director and Deputy Director General of the Upstream Petroleum Unit. The current law does not establish such unit. So what guided these appointments? Was the Attorney General consulted? The law has not been accepted by the President, yet it's already being implemented. Article 41 makes ministers individually accountable for their ministries and collectively as a cabinet accountable for their work, both to the President and as well to the Parliament. But how will a minister remain accountable if the President directly oversees the ministry's work? To illustrate this, for example, in a school, the headmaster oversees teachers. If the headmaster begins teaching classes himself or herself, who then oversees the headmaster's work? Article 40 outlines cabinet's functions, including directing, coordinating, and supervising ministries and advising the President and National Assembly, always, and the National Assembly. Article 40 again brings this House to these consultations. If responsibility is stripped from the minister, he cannot fulfill this constitutional duty. We are told that officials will present updates to the National Assembly, but this leaves us wondering, are these officials elected? Are they representatives of the people? The answer is obvious, they are not. Then how will they account to the National Assembly? How will the minister account to the National Assembly if he is not overseeing the upstream? This undermines the very principle of representative democracy. It violates. Members of the National Assembly are elected to represent the people and must act guided by the Constitution, public interest, and concern. Allowing unelected officials to speak on behalf of the people is a dangerous precedent. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, as I yield the floor, we call upon the executive to revisit this amendment bill. We reject it in its current form and support further consultations. But let those consultations be genuine, not mere confirmations to the nation while advice is ignored. I so submit, Honorable Speaker, and I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Kalangula.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, for over 30 years, the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1991 served as the foundation for a frontier market with little more than a geological potential. However, with the massive light crude discovery in the Orange Basin by Shell and Total Energies, the potential has become a multi-billion-dollar reality. Now, eyes are wide open and targeted quickly to centralize power and control, to centralize power and take and control away from existing offices, ministries, corporation, and parliament to State House, which can quite be slippery when attempting to hold to account. Even journalists are struggling at times. The government has now tabled Petroleum Amendment Bill 2025 in an attempt to transition this new approach of upstream petroleum control. The shift from the 1991 Act to the new bill provides a comparative analysis with international peers like Nigeria, Norway, Guyana, and others. The 1991 Act was designed for an era of high risk and low activity. Its primary goal was to attract foreign direct investment into a completely unproven territory. Power is concentrated in the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy to administer, holding the authority to grant, renew, or cancel licenses. Operational oversight is managed by petroleum commissioners within the ministry. Now, honorable members, the tabled Petroleum Amendment Bill denotes a shift of power by moving oversight from the ministerial level to the President, from commissioners to the Upstream Petroleum Unit, the UPU, Director General, and the Deputy for Administration. Contrary to the 1991 Act, the new bill requires any remission or refund of petroleum royalty to be reported to Parliament by the 30th June annually. The bill expands conflict of interest. Senior officials in the UPU are barred from holding financial interest in license holding companies with criminal penalties. 20,000 penalty fee or imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years or both for violation. Now, honorable members, 20,000 penalty fee is a joke for a billion-dollar industry that holds the possibility of kickbacks through proxies in millions of dollars. Honorable members, the bill holds the key to open political loopholes, as proxies might find it easy to unlock secret closed doors with difficulties in accountability. As we know that the President is often difficult to locate for questions, who does Parliament ask? How does Parliament go about when an oil rig catches fire? How and who does Parliament ask when petro-piracy takes form? Where does Parliament start if and when the Director General befriends the President and continues with business as usual? By housing the Upstream Petroleum Unit in the office of the President, the bill bypasses traditional ministerial checks and balances as per Article 41, ministerial accountability, correction on that, which does not cater for questioning the President, the Director General, as they are not part of Parliament. This centralization risks creating a petro-presidency, where the nation's most valuable resources is managed behind the gates of State House rather than the floors of Parliament. This has the potential of creating business deals behind closed doors at the State House without accountability or late accountability that will be of no effect. This cuts out the chance of urgent oral questions that can alert and save lives. The Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy is yet again cast aside on tabling annual reports, which depicting royalty that was remitted, deferred or refunded. Preference is given to the Honorable Prime Minister. This is a strip of responsibility. There is a sense of creating unbudgeted jobs through the UPU, like that of the Director General, Deputy Director General, who are not accountable to Parliament. This is not an act of cutting expenditure, but rather a return to a bloated administration. As I conclude, honorable members, honorable Speaker, the bill attempts to close technical loopholes regarding data management, fiscal transparency, with no accountability to Parliament, that of which a constitutional question mark remains. Thus, this bill cannot be supported in this current state. The duplication of entities, roles, and position in government and SOEs is what will further cripple the government's purse, especially without performance agreements and accountability. It is not wise for a coach to become a player when the big match is on the cards. The usual players must carry on playing while the coach manages the team and the stakeholders accounts on how the team is managed. Let's avoid creating players outside the pitch. Honorable Minister in absentia, thank you for tabling the bill. We are here and discussing and, of course, airing ourselves. I have to say, benchmarking on best practices is worthwhile when applied correctly. I do not see full accountability to Parliament as was motivated last week, Wednesday. Nor do I see any sense of agency in a bill that speaks on oil, which is still far-reaching. It holds more water to place attention on priorities on amending laws and acts that brought about fish rot, which remains unchanged with obvious cracks and many affected. As the saying goes, if you are not at the table, you are part of the menu. Parliament, through its representatives, the electorates, appear to be on the menu here. The campaign promises were on pension increase, free education, more schools, more hospitals, such as the Windhoek District Hospital in Havana, solving the shortages of medicine, water accessibility, stadiums, housing, the list goes on. Upstream petroleum control without Parliament accountability was not on top of any list in any campaign. What is the agency? Where is the priority for our electorates and their needs? This bill is not worth passing in its current state. Scrap it or readjust as per our constitution provisions. Lord Acton once said, power tends to corrupt and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I so submit, Honorable.
Honorable Achipara.
Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member. I rise today to express my strong support for the proposed Petroleum Amendment Bill, which seeks to regulate and optimize Namibia's newly discovered oil reserves. This sector presents a transformative opportunity for our nation, and it is imperative that we adopt a forward-looking legal framework to harness its full potential. My argument is anchored on three critical pillars: economic growth, energy security, and sustainable development. Additionally, I wish to highlight the proposed shared oversight and management structure focused on presidential oversight, upstream petroleum unit, and ministerial management, which are vital for ensuring transparency, accountability, and efficiency in this important sector. Honorable Speaker, Namibia stands at the cusp of an economic revolution with the discovery of the significant oil and gas reserves. These resources can serve as a catalyst for GDP expansion, revenue diversification, and employment generation. The proposed amendment introduces a tripartite oversight structure supported by Namibia's robust anti-corruption institutions, including Anti-Corruption Commission, Auditor General, our courts, and Namibian Police. This framework ensures transparency, accountability, and efficiency in managing Namibia's oil resources effectively, mitigating the risk of corrupt practices in the industry. Centralizing oversight under the office of the President is justified by the need for strategic decision-making in a volatile global energy landscape. The global energy market faces instability due to conflict, sanctions, intense competition for resources, as seen in the Venezuela-USA and Iran-USA standoff, the DRC conflict, Russia-Ukraine war, and the militia activities in the Nigeria's Delta region. Honorable Speaker, Namibia's oil reserves are a strategic asset that could attract foreign influence or exploitation. Hence, presidential oversight also ensures that decisions align with national security interests, safeguarding Namibia from external pressure, exploitation, and protecting its sovereignty. Moreover, the presidency facilitates streamlined decision-making in a highly competitive market. Major powers like China, the US, and EU are actively seeking access to African oil reserves. Consolidating oversight under the president reduces bureaucratic delays, enabling quicker responses to global market opportunities and threats. This approach ensures Namibia can effectively capitalize on its resources while maintaining strategic control. Centralized oversight also allows Namibia to project a unified strategy, enhancing its bargaining power in the international negotiations. The President's oversight ensures that resource management aligns with broader national development goals, such as infrastructure projects, job creation, energy transition strategies. This integration ensures Namibia's oil resources contribute to sustainable development and long-term prosperity. The establishment of a specialized upstream petroleum unit benchmarked on global best practices like those of Norway and Ghana's Petroleum Commission would bring unparalleled technical expertise and operational efficiency to the sector. Such a unit would streamline critical processes such as licensing, monitoring, and compliance, ensuring Namibia maximize its resources potential while safeguarding environmental and social interests. Furthermore, the unit would foster transparency, accountability, reducing the risk of mismanagement and corruption. This approach would attract credible investors, enhance Namibia's reputation in the global energy market, and ensure that the nation's oil wealth is managed sustainably for a long-term economic benefit. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, it would be prudent for this bill to incorporate a significant percentage of oil revenue commitment to Namibia's Welwitschia Sovereign Fund, modeled after the Norway government pension fund global. Such a fund secure future generations' prosperity and mitigate the risk of resource dependency. Norway's sovereign fund exemplifies how prudent fiscal management can transform finite natural resources into sustainable wealth. By earmarking oil revenues for strategic investment in infrastructure, education, healthcare, Namibia could lay the foundation for a diversified economic growth. Ministerial shared responsibility are essential for ensuring Namibia's upstream sector is seamlessly integrated into the broader framework of government laws, policies, and national development priorities. Drawing inspiration from Botswana's Ministry of Mineral Resources, Namibia ministerial management will foster collaboration across ministries to align energy policies with economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability. This coordinated approach ensures that the petroleum sector contributes holistically to Namibia's development agenda by working in tandem with ministry responsible for finance, environment, trade, and infrastructure. The minister can harmonize oil exploration, production activities with national goals such as job creation, poverty alleviation, and transition to renewable energy. This integration promotes coherence in policy implementation, maximizing sector's potential to drive sustainable and inclusive growth. Honorable Speaker, moreover, the Minister shared responsibility underscore the principle of transparency and accountability, which are critical for fostering public trust in management of Namibia's oil resource. As a presidential delegated member and as a delegated member of the parliament and an executive member, the minister is uniquely positioned to provide transparent reporting to parliament.
The point of order, honorable member.
Okay, you're right.
Yes, on what point are you raising, honorable?
Can sit.
Yes, honorable member, please take your seat. Honorable member, please make your point.
Honorable Modesto, Fiveli, Pom Tekulwa Wamene.
Oh.
Do you know that a minister in Namibia under the Constitution must be a member of the National Assembly? Point number one. Do you know that people that now we are giving power to my dear friend Shilunga, who was a deputy minister, who failed to become a minister, through your ranks, didn't get an election at the Electoral College. Now you are telling us the power from an elected person must be given to the one that is elected, and that's the best way to protect the interest of this country. And you are articulating Poroporo Panamba.
Thank you for your unsolicited.
I withdraw it.
Thank you very much for unsolicited advice.
Yes, honorable. The point of privilege, honorable. Honorable Aptikara, 1 moment. Yeah. Honorable Amtenya, you have the floor. Honorable members.
No, Honorable Speaker, I think Lucy, you cannot offend me to that extent.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members,
I think it's very much important. It's very much important.
Yes.
Very much important that my senior,
the member making a point of
yes, my senior should be able to tell us better and advise this house as well. More especially that when we are enacting laws, we are not enacting them in the capacity or in making reference to an individual. When he's no. You are informing us about a certain person who is there. And when you are enacting the laws here, we are not enacting the laws in the focusing on an individual person who seems to be appointed. That one needs to be well clarified, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, honorable member. Now, can we please hear the honorable member make his statement?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Which point is that one now? Point of privilege. Okay, honorable members, just 1 moment. Take your seat, Honorable Ashpara. I will give the floor to Honorable Kambala, but I just want the honorable members to know that point of privilege is supposed to talk about not a specific thing that a person said that you want to disagree with. You know, it's supposed to address the general,
Speaker, see, I need your indulgence.
Yeah.
When a person is motivating his stance or disagreeing with anything, agree or disagreeing, and they're misleading, how do we deal with in that process? How do we correct? How do you correct? Because we want to, one, we are talking about unruly, so we don't be unruly. So I would just to indulge us and say that, oh no, if somebody is misleading, is on the floor to the entire nation, this is how we are able to correct the individual. So please, Speaker, please.
Yeah, honorable members, I would, first and foremost, I would want to refer us to the rules. When someone says something that is factually wrong and may lead the House to take a decision that is wrong because of the facts that are wrong, then that can be raised under the point of order. But if it's a matter of opinion, and someone says something which you don't agree with, you cannot say the person is misleading and therefore use the point of order. So because here we are debating ideas. So people are expressing ideas. But if somebody says, no, a minister is not required to be a member of cabinet, that's a misrepresentation of fact. So you can contest that one under point of order. But if somebody says there is no problem in having an advisor, that's an opinion. And therefore you wait for your turn and then you contest the idea that is expressed by the other member. Yes, point of order is under 92. So Honorable Achipara, can you please proceed?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, we are allowed also to give parliamentary statements just to withdraw them. So maybe if I can do it and withdraw.
Yes, honorable members, let's try to use parliamentary language, please. I don't want to be saying withdraw. I always tell people this is a house of leaders. I know that we all want to be ordered.
It's becoming a common practice.
I also know that some of us are learning. Honorable Achipara, I know that some of us are learning the diverse, the many languages, you know, that are characteristic of our diverse culture.
Yes. It was 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes, that one. It was 10 minutes.
Yes. Honorable members, I know that some honorable members are trying very hard. They are trying very hard to learn our local languages, and we are a culturally diverse community. But in doing that, when they are advised that you tweak a little bit here so that you are more correct next time, we take that. So that next time around, we will all be able to understand one another if we have to speak in one language. Okay, now we proceed, Honorable Achipara.
Honorable Speaker, before I continue, can the Honorable withdraw the name of a person he mentioned who is not here to defend himself? Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Let me continue. Okay. Petroleum exports will significantly boost Namibia's government revenues, reducing reliance on volatile commodity markets. A well-regulated sector will create thousands of skilled and semi-skilled jobs, reduce unemployment, and attract global investment, establishing Namibia as a premier energy destination. Namibia can demonstrate that responsible resource development and environmental stewardship coexist by integrating stringent safeguards, investing in renewables, and leveraging oil revenues for economic diversification. By adopting best practices and directing revenues to green energies, Namibia can minimize its ecological footprint, ensure just transition, and position itself as a leader in ethical resource management. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Namibia's oil is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. This amendment provides the legal foundation to unlock economic prosperity, energy security, and sustainable growth, all while safeguarding our heritage. The shared oversight and management proposal, focusing on presidential oversight, upstream petroleum unit, ministerial management are critical for ensuring transparency, accountability, and efficiency, drawing lessons from successful global models such as UAE and Saudi Arabia and many others. If well implemented, the bill strengthens parliamentary oversight through mandatory reporting, ministerial accountability, public disclosures, clear institutional roles. By passing this amendment, we ensure that Namibia maximizes its resource wealth for inclusive and lasting economic transformation. Let us act decisively to ensure that these resources benefit every Namibia today and tomorrow. With that, Honorable Speaker, I support the bill and I thank you.
Honorable Masake. Yes, Honorable Ampanda, on that point.
I just want to, Honorable Speaker, because we are doing very well today, I just want to tell members that are going to contribute, and for the benefit of the doubt, that when you, welcome Minister. So I just want to say, please, whoever it is, the strategies have leaked. All your speeches that you are going, that have been written for you to support, we are in possession of it. So please, as you go tomorrow, please adjust your speeches. I'm advising you, all those speeches from State House. Okay.
This is not enough. We are not Lennox. You don't come and tell us how much. We are not Lennox. No, sit down.
You are out of order, Honorable Ampanda, take your seat. Take your seat. Okay, take your seat, Honorable Ampanda. Honorable Ampanda. Okay, that's out of order. That's out of order. Honorable Amkoto.
Okay.
It's me, it's Masake. It's me, Masake.
Oh, yeah. Though they shifted the name of Honorable Masake. It's Honorable Masake. No, what happened?
My time.
No, what happened is that when the member that was speaking, the computer immediately put on her light. And then when her light was put on, the name was shown on the list of those who spoke. So, and then
Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I rise to support petroleum exploration. Hello? I rise to support the Petroleum Exploration and the Production Amendment Bill before the House. There are numerous reasons what makes me to support this bill. One of the reasons it is because it strengthens the good governance, institutional coordination, and sustainable management of Namibia natural resources. This bill improves the regulatory framework by clarifying institutional mandates, you are thinking the point of order.
We are serious. You are also reading things.
Honorable Speaker,
I just continue. Okay.
Yeah, Shantubala, at least you know where Shantubala is. Honorable Speaker, I'm just seeking your guidance But while the head of government business is also here, but also a caution and an advice at the same time, that what we are doing, we are making laws in this house. But when we are doing so, we are also persuading one another in what we want to achieve. But can we really achieve it if we are not honest to ourselves? We are not honest and we are not respecting this very much document. No, I'm getting there. So now, I'm getting there. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. So now, the challenge I have, the Honorable Deputy Minister there, she spoke about this good government and all that. That is okay. But good governance. But the challenge I have is that the Petroleum Act of 1991 is still operational. It's still operational. But at the very same time, we already have two persons appointed, right? Two persons appointed already in their position, yet we are talking about good governance.
Now, Honorable Member, I will have to rule that out.
What is the good governance when you have already appointed people, the law is still in place?
That's out of order.
The new law that we want to push is not there yet, yet you are telling us good governance. What is good governance here?
Honorable Member.
Good governance that is violating the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. I think we need to tone.
No, Honorable Member, please take your seat. You are out of order. Now, the member is out of order because, yes, before I give the point of privilege to the Prime Minister, before I give the point of privilege and point of order, I just want to rule on the intervention of Honorable Nashinge, because Honorable Nashinge said we are deceiving ourselves, we are not being honest to respecting the Constitution and so forth. But then, he then went on to disagree with what the Deputy Minister is saying. And I made a point earlier to say that you cannot rise on a point of order or point of privilege. Honorable Vita, can you take your seat a bit? Then I'll give you. Yes. You cannot use a point of order or point of privilege to disagree with another member. If you want to disagree with another member, you just ask for the floor and you express a contrary view. On that basis, you are ruled out of order, Honorable Member. And the Honorable Member is not the one who moved the bill. She's just contributing like you, Honorable Member, would like to contribute. Okay? So now, the PM want to make a point of privilege. Should I give Honorable Vita first point of privilege also and then speak PM point of privilege?
No speech.
Point of privilege, maybe.
Honorable Speaker, listening is a very important tool in leadership. When two honorable members presented their arguments, I listened attentively. But as soon as some honorable members from this house, from this side of the house, started presenting their arguments, there have been interjections. Of course, we know. There we go. That's all I'm saying. It's a measure of leadership. It's a measure of leadership. You don't find that type of behavior in a leadership house. You don't.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, let's listen to one another. Right, Honorable Prime Minister.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member. It's a point of progress, point of privilege.
No, point of
privilege. So I think, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, what I wanted to say, he has touched on it. I just want to piggyback on it. That is to say, when that side was speaking, we respected. as they were speaking, even if there were fundamental issues that we felt somehow this is not correct, etc. But if it is the case that whoever speaks and we interject, then we can also do that. But we don't believe that that is the spirit we have agreed here. So if we are speaking, people here, you see, people here, for your information, if we do empirical data on the academicians here, empirical, yeah. 6 PhDs here, 18 master's holders, and 11 first degrees. So in other words, regardless of what views we hold, regardless of what views we have, what they are presenting are researched positions. Now, be that as it may, Honorable Speaker, be that as it may, let's agree that whoever takes the floor, no matter how burning you feel, allow the person to finish. Yes. That is the plea that I want to make.
Thank you. Now I'll give the last point of
No, who gave you the floor? Who gave you the floor?
The last point of privilege to Honorable Kabala. Please proceed, Honorable Kabala.
Education, that's it. Please, we are talking about education, the fault of UNAM. Just keep quiet. Just wait.
Okay, Honorable Member, just make your point of view.
Yes, Speaker. Thank you very much. I want to mention something. You see, I appreciate the intervention by the Prime Minister wholeheartedly. But I want to take away something that is it kind of comes out condescending to members of this House. But because some members of his House or his side don't understand what he said, I'm just clapping for the sake of clapping.
I know.
What do you mean?
Now, Speaker, if we are to start mentioning about our academics and all those things, it becomes tricky.
Okay, is that
so I'm just trying to yes. What I'm trying to say is that I just want the Prime. Like I said, it's just I just wish the Prime Minister maybe just maybe on the lighter note.
Yeah. Okay, now there's a point.
Or to withdraw that statement.
The honourable member. Okay, you have made your point. Thank you. Take your seat, honourable members. The rule. The rule here, I will have to look it up and see what specific rule it is. It says members must be heard in silence. When a member is speaking, the House must be silent because we are a House of Representatives. And there are people who, when this item is on the agenda, they take time to just sit and follow this debate. Now these people who want to follow the debate cannot follow because there is too much interjection. And even when the person continue, they can no longer connect what the person said and what the person said before the interjection. They can't make sense of what we are saying in the House. The only time that we are allowed to interject is when we do a point of order or point of privilege, when there are justified grounds to do that. But unfortunately now, we seem to think that it's a God-given right to just make interventions. So I just like to implore upon us to take note of the fact that we are representing people out there, and let's allow them to follow what we are saying in the House. Having said that, Honorable Minister of Finance, do you still want to make a point, or have I represented you? Very good, thank you very much. Now, Honorable Masaki. Thank you for being protected. This is my original speech. Nobody shared it with me. I wrote it myself. That I can challenge. I support this bill because it strengthens good governance, institutional coordination, and sustainable management of Namibia's natural resources. This bill provides regulatory framework by clarifying institutional mandates, strengthening oversight, improving coordination across the government, promoting accountability and policy coherence. These reforms are essential for the investor confidence and national resources, sovereignties. Can I be protected still?
Yes, honorable members, can we allow please the honorable member to make a contribution? Yes. Please, honorable member, proceed.
Okay. Thank you again. The Petroleum Exploration and Production Amendment Bill creates enabling environment for responsible investment and long-term economic growth in Namibia. The economic impact of the petroleum sector extends beyond oil and gas extraction itself. It can stimulate growth across multiple sectors, including logistic and transport services, port and infrastructure development, engineering and technical services, environmental monitoring services, water management system, and food supply chain linked to offshore and onshore operation. From the perspective of agriculture, fishery, water, and land reform, these linkages are particularly important. Increased activity in the petroleum sector can create new markets for local producers, employment opportunity both in rural and coastal communities, and stronger value chains that support national food security. This bill's emphasis on local content, skill development, and Namibian participation ensures that the benefit of resources development contributes to inclusive economic growth and long-term national capacity. Honorable members, sustainable development requires that economic growth does not undermine water security, agriculture productive, marine ecosystem, or community well-being. Petroleum affairs intersect directly with land use, water resources, coastal, environmental, and fisheries. That makes strong compliance, oversight, and interministerial coordination essential. From water resource perspective, petroleum operations must be carefully regulated to prevent contamination and ensures sustainable use of scarce water resources. From the fishery and marine ecosystem perspective, improved oversight helps protect ocean health and livelihood of coastal communities. From land reform and agriculture perspective, better coordination across ministries help manage competing land uses and safeguard food production system. International experience gives us guidance, and it shows that strengthening regulations and regulatory coordination is essential for sustainable resource management. I'll cite few examples. NOAA established one of the world's most successful petroleum sectors and governance by clarifying institutional roles and strengthening regulation between the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, the Norwegian Petroleum Directorate, and the state company Equinor. NOAA demonstrates how clear institutional mandates and
No, honorable member, you cannot make a point of order to correct somebody's pronunciation of a name.
No way or no. No way. That's what it means.
Okay, so what is the point of order, honorable member?
Thank you. Norway demonstrates how clear institutional mandates.
Member, there is a point of order.
Yeah.
No. Yes, honorable member.
The pronunciation of Norway.
94 sub-rule 1.
Yeah. Irrelevant matters. We hear of the water management and the food security and all that,
you are wrong then.
agriculture. We are on, is that really the matter on the table?
Yeah, you are out of order, Honorable Member. Yeah. Honorable, please proceed.
Thank you very much. I said earlier on, you can still go and read. You'll find me there. Norway demonstrates how clear institutional mandates and regulatory oversight on transform petroleum resources into long-term national wealth, while Ghana introduced petroleum governance reforms after discovering oil, including laws that strengthen regulatory oversight, revenue management, and coordination between the state institutions. While our neighbor, South Africa, adopted modern environmental and climate legislation to strengthen regulatory coordination and sustainable development planning. These examples demonstrate that strong institutions and clear legislation are critical to balancing resources development with the environmental protections. Apart from this country listed, there are still several nations with established and well-functioning petroleum sectors, placed strategical oversight of oil and gas under the authority of the president or head of the state. For example, in the United Arab Emirates, executive level oversight had helped coordinate national energy policy, investment planning, and long-term resources management across federal and Emirate institutions. This approach has supported policy and enabled the country to develop one of the world's most suitable and efficient petroleum sectors. In Brunei, Dar es Salaam, the petroleum sector operates under the strong central leadership with strategic direction provided at highest level of government. This has Brunei, Dar es Salaam.
Honorable,
okay. This has contributed to disciplined resources management, long-term planning, and sustained national revenue generation from hydrocarbons. In Suriname, the following recent offshore discoveries, executive level coordination have played an important role in guiding petroleum governance, reform, strengthening institutional coordination, and preparing the countries for responsible sector growth. Similarly, Sierra Leone has taken steps to strengthen presidential oversight in the management of its petroleum sector, aiming to improve accountability, policy coordination, and national alignment in resources governance. These examples still demonstrate that executive level leadership can support coherent policy, direction, accountability, and national alignment, provided that strong governance system and institutional checks remains in place. This shows that strategic oversight at the highest level of the governance can help ensure that petroleum resources are managed in a manner that serve the long-term interest of the nation. By by reinforcing planning, transparency, and accountability, this bill supports a development path in which natural resources extraction coincides with the environmental protections and social responsibility. This bill still is not only about the petroleum sector, it is about building a capable state, strengthening institutions, and ensuring that exploration of our natural resources translates into long-term benefit for all Namibians today and in the future generations. For this reason, Honorable Member, Honorable Speaker, I fully support the bill and commend this House. If other nations have done it successfully, Namibia can do the same. I submit. Thank you. Honorable Ankoto.
Silence.
Okay, proceed, Honorable Ankoto.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand before this august House with a serious concern as a patriotic Namibian. But before that, let me start by congratulating Honorable Modestus Anse on his appointment as a proxy minister of industry, mines and energy.
You are out of order. Out of order.
No, I withdraw.
No, you withdraw.
I withdraw.
You withdraw.
I withdraw. I withdraw unconditionally. Yeah.
No, he said that he has withdrawn.
I withdraw unconditionally.
Now listen here. Listen here. Vehicle, listen. Honorable Nekundi.
Yeah, Honorable, I want to hear what Honorable Nekundi is saying. Yeah, because we are interjecting too much now, we can't hear each other.
It's true. It's just this that Nekundi.
What I'm requesting the Speaker to do is to permit the member to speak what is withdrawing, and the House hears what he is withdrawing. In accordance.
Oh, you want him to repeat?
He said, okay, you can take a seat. He said he congratulates the minister for being appointed as a proxy minister. And then there was an objection. And then I ruled him out of order and withdrew. He said, I withdraw. Unconditionally. So he is withdrawn. Okay, so proceed, Honorable Minister.
I repeat again, I withdraw unconditionally. However, it is deeply concerning that this House is now presented with a bill that removes core powers from the Minister of Mines and Energy and transfers those powers to the President. Honorable Speaker, the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1991 was crafted at a time when Namibians deliberately chose to build institutions and systems of accountability rather than concentrate authority in an individual. That act placed petroleum governance squarely within the responsibility of the Minister and the Commissioner for Petroleum Affairs within the defined ministry. This was done to ensure transparency, clear line of accountability, and direct ministerial responsibility to Parliament.
Yes.
This amendment bill fundamental after that design. Through the proposed amendment, the word minister is replaced with president, and the Commission for Petroleum Affairs is replaced with Director General and the Deputy Director General located in the office of the President. This is not a minor administrative adjustment, it is a structural relocation of authority from the minister accountable to Parliament to an office that is not designed for sectoral administration. Honorable Speaker, of even a greater concern is the fact that the Director General and the Deputy Director General in the office of the President have already been appointed before this bill. Before this bill has been debated and approved by this Parliament. This places Parliament in a difficult and uncomfortable position. It creates the appearance that this House is now being asked to formalize
and the legalized and institution arrangement that has already been decided outside.
Honorable, there is a point of order to provide. Yes, right, Honorable.
Referred to as director or deputy or director general or deputy director general, they are appointed in the position as special advisors. So it's not. You see, they were appointed. They were appointed as special advisors. So in other words, it is not per se.
No, I think the PM is right now here because under point of order, a member may correct wrong information.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
He's not arguing. He's not justifying it. He's only correcting.
No, I'm just correcting.
Okay. Yeah. Then the honourable member.
But I'm giving you the context.
Yeah, honourable member, can you please continue? You can continue now.
Continue.
You have made the point.
Yeah. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Be that it is made. So let me continue. This places the Parliament in a difficult and uncomfortable position. It created the appearance that this House is now being asked to formalize and legalize an institutional arrangement that has already been decided outside of the legislative process, that undermines the integrity of the Parliament and the legislative authority vested in this august House by the Constitution. As a member of Parliament, as members of Parliament, we have taken an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. This bill raises a serious constitutional concern, particularly regarding the separation of powers between the executive and the legislature. By transferring authority in this manner, ministerial accountability to Parliament is weakened, and the institutional oversight is reduced in a way never envisioned by the 1991 Act. Honorable Speaker, this development also raises an important governance question. What consideration informed the appointment of the Minister of Mine and Energy if the key responsibilities of the ministry are now being transferred elsewhere? If the minister entrusted with this portfolio is considered capable, then the authority must remain with the ministry. If they are concerned about capacity, then the solution lies in the strength of the ministry, not weakening it through the legislative restructuring. Law must be designed for the future, for administration yet to come, not for present personalities, regardless of how well-intentioned they might be. Honorable Speaker, oil and gas remain at the early and sensitive stage of development in Namibia. Decisions taken at this stage will determine whether this sector becomes a lasting benefit for Namibian people or a source of governance challenge in the future. Centralizing authority.
Yes, honourable member, what point would you like to make?
Honourable Speaker, point of order. It is not rusting, it's lasting.
Come again? Oh, okay, so that one is ruled out of order. Honourable.
Continue.
Yeah, honourable, I'm talking.
Continue.
Yes,
thank you, Honourable Speaker. Centralizing authority at such a stage carries risk for transparency, accountability, institutional check and balance, and the public trust. Honourable Nebundi. If the office of the President wish to directly manage certain national priority, there are areas where such an intervention would be urgently felt by ordinary Namibians, such as relating the green scheme to improve food production and strengthen food security, or accelerating housing delivery to provide affordable homes in urban areas as promised in the national plans. Oil and gas governance, however, should remain under the ministry specifically established and mandated to manage this sector. In fact, I'm helping Honorable Amuse.
Yes, very much.
Honorable Speaker, for the reason stated, this bill cannot be supported. I therefore state it clear that I do not accept this amendment bill and call upon this august House to reject this bill with the attention it deserves.
Yes.
To those who might support this amendment, history will reflect on the decision taken in this august House to sell out the Namibian citizens.
You are sell out. Yes. Sell out.
It will record whether members choose to protect institutional governance and the constitutional principles, or whether authority was unnecessarily centralized at the expenses of accountability to the Namibian people. This august House must be careful not to pass legislation that future generations might struggle to reverse. I so submit.
Honorable Mbula. On what point, Honorable Member? Point of what? Privilege? Because you must rise on a point. Yeah, Honorable Mbula, please a moment.
On a no point.
Quickly, Honorable Speaker. Yesterday, one of the honorable members asked the question on the appointment of the now advisors, but you said that question was wrong. You didn't give the opportunity for us to get that information proper. But today, you allowed the Right Honorable Prime Minister to give context and clarity. So what happened there? Thank you.
I don't get your point. What did I rule out yesterday?
No, the answer is the question is answered. You said, yeah. The Prime Minister was right. It would be good. I even asked for a budget line. I did not ask for money.
Honorable Honorable Nashinge, the PM rose today to provide clarity that the officials that are appointed by the president that are in the presidency are advisors. They are not director general and these other portfolios that are created under the law. Yeah, and that point that he made is in line with the Rule 92, a point of order, which allows for point of orders to be made in order to provide information to clarify things. Now, what was raised yesterday was an oral agent question directed to a minister who is not responsible for the matter that is being queried. And that is contrary to the rules. Because the rules say you direct your question to the minister responsible for the matter that you are dealing with. You know, the honorable member wanted the Minister of Finance to talk about a use of money under the budget to remunerate people whose positions are not established in terms of the law. Though the Minister of Finance cannot answer questions about positions in institutions. So, Honorable Member, you agree. Very good. Now, who had the floor? Honorable Mvula. Please proceed. Yes. Is that another point of order? Oh, okay. Honorable Mvula, I hope this would be the last one because you didn't rise today. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on Rule 83, 1D, and it is really to seek the indulgence of Honorable Speaker as to, because I'm supporting this bill, and I have heard the member saying, all those ones who are supporting this petroleum bill are sellouts. Can he elaborate on that? Because I don't think we have that title. As members of SWAPO, in this National Assembly, I'm not too sure why we should be called sellouts when we are supporting the honorable member knows himself. Can we withdraw, please?
It's not on the floor. Point of order.
Very good. Yeah. point of order, she's not on the floor unless if you are saying point of privilege.
Thank you, Speaker. I think the ruling that the Speaker made earlier about us raising those issues that we have during our own submissions in the debate or to the debate, that be raised at that time and not be required that this issue that is raised by the member that those supporting the bill are sellouts, that it be addressed now. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's irregular. Let the debate follow. You won't suffer any harm if the issue stands.
Yes.
Yes.
Honorable Haronda.
But in any case.
Yeah, now I'll make my ruling. I think the Minister of Finance does have a point.
No, she does not.
No.
She does not have a point. No, she does not have a point.
When the presiding officer is making a ruling, there should be no interjection. Honorable Member, no, just a moment. Honorable Member, it is unparliamentary to characterize another member as being a sellout because they expressed a view that we don't agree with. So that is truly ruled out of order. Yeah, so I think the minister is... Now, allow Honorable Mvula to speak, please. The minister is correct, that is ruled out of order. And I know Honorable Amkoto would agree. Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as per the established tradition, I rise to contribute to the Petroleum Amendment Bill, as tabled by the Honorable Minister of Mines and Energy on the 4th of February this year, and as follows. The objective of the Petroleum Act number 2 of 1991 is primary to legislate the governing of petroleum exploration and production in the Republic of Namibia. Legislation in its current form provides for reconnaissance, exploration, production and disposal of petroleum, as well as exercise control over such a resource. Furthermore, the appointment of the Petroleum Commissioner and the Chief Inspector of Petroleum Affairs under Section 3, subsection 1A and B of the 1991 Act, and the functions of the Petroleum Corporation, as provided for under Section 8, outlines and articulates the conditions under which licenses may be granted, including aspects of payments, of royalties, taxation of petroleum income. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the Landless People's Movement as party to this August House bears no resentment towards a resource-based economic development strategy. We are, however, not in agreement on the matter of amending the law to allow a sitting president taking charge of natural resources under the disguise that such a move is strategic and prioritizes the extraction of natural resources to ensure a trigger-down effect benefits to Namibians. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, we find the proposed insertion of a grandfathering clause, which is Section 78A under transitional provisions, as the most dangerous provision in the amendment bill. The bill states that any approvals, and I quote, any approvals made and licensed or licenses granted and issued under this act before the commencement of the Petroleum Amendment Act of 2025 shall remain valid as if made, granted or issued by the President, Director General or Deputy Director General under this act, unquote. The loophole in this provision is that this clause effectively grants blanket immunity to existing license holders regardless of prior procedural defects. A case in reference, civil society has in 2019 alleged that a company by the name of Recon Africa's original exploration license and subsequent amendments were obtained through processes that violated the Communal Land Act, Communal Land Reform Act number 5 of 2002, Regulation 45 sub 2B, specifically on the drilling without a land right and the Environmental Management Act 11 of 2013 equally, the non-compliance to the protection of groundwater under the Water Resource Management Act of 2013, Part 12, Section 57 of, 56, subsection 1, which is drilling without valid water permits. So all three of these acts were contravened. There is no record that this exploration company in reference was exempted from the provision under subsection 1 of the Water Resource Management Act. Furthermore, the Standing Committee on Natural Resources of the 7th Parliament adopted a report that emanated from an oversight visit to Recon Africa in 2022, of which one of the findings was that, contrary to the law in place, the company had no water permit in place by the time it commenced its drilling in January 2021 within the Kavango Basin. Now, to this date, it remains unclear if that and other companies were indeed reprimanded by the responsible ministries. By declaring these past approvals valid under the new Act, the legislature is retrospectively curing these alleged illegalities. It ensures that ongoing applications will continue seamlessly, stripping Namibian courts and regulators of the ability to review past non-compliance as grounds for cancellation or withdrawal of such licenses. This 8th Parliament should not ensure that transgressors are retrospectively, this Parliament should not ensure that transgressors are retrospectively persecuted for contravening the applicable laws and preserve the integrity of our Constitution. Honorable Speaker, the bill repeals the position of the Commissioner of Petroleum Affairs and transfers the power to the new upstream unit. The motivation submitted by the Honorable Minister is that the repeal places emphasis on enhancing coordination between the Presidency, Ministry of Finance and other portfolios. Recent moves such as the establishment of the unit and appointment of staff have already placed the oil and gas sector under the President's office. This centralization removes the checks and balances of independent line ministries, such as water and land reform. A move in this direction aligns perfectly with a single window regulation advocated for by a certain J. Park, the founder of Recon Africa, who has publicly criticized the separation of ministries responsible for environment and water affairs as a red tape. An assertion confirmed by a self-styled energy legal expert on emerging petroleum markets by the name of Mr. Shakwa Nyambe in an article published by the Extractor on the 9th of February 2026. The same Nyambe publicly confirmed that Recon Africa had all its permits in place prior to the commencement of their drilling activities in the Kavango Basin. Sources alleged also, furthermore, that this advocate, J. Park, is advising government on this very legislation. If the architect of the law is indeed a foreign oil executive operating under a suspended legal license in Canada, the creation of a centralized unit likely serves to expedite corporate interest over national protection. The development alone, or this development alone, Honorable Speaker, is conflict of interest. Furthermore, the bill introduces a requirement for the Director General of the new unit to declare assets and business interests to minimize conflict of interest, and which is actually under Section 3B, subsection A. Whilst this provision applies to Namibian officials, the bill is silent on the conflict of interest of foreign advisors and consultants. The bill does not prohibit individuals with active beneficial interest in the Namibian petroleum licenses from drafting the regulations or advising the unit. This creates a revolving door where the regulated entities write the rules for the regulators. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, despite the stated modernization of the Act, there is no indication that the amendment introduces a statutory definition of unconventional resources or banning on hydraulic fracturing. Without a statutory prohibition in the amendment, the definition of petroleum remains broad. The Act does not explicitly forbid fracking. The ministry previously relied on press releases to state that no hydraulic fracking activities are planned. Well, unfortunately, a press release is not law. The legal conclusion here, Honorable Speaker, is that the Petroleum Bill or Amendment Bill of 2025 fails to protect Namibians. Instead, by validating all prior licenses as it alludes to under Section 78A and centralizing powers within the presidency-aligned unit, the Amendment Bill appears engineered to protect the specific interests of current license holders from regulatory scrutiny and judicial review. The bill prioritizes, in other words, investor confidence over the rule of law. In an attempt to address the transparency aspect of this purported arrangement, Section 3C of the bill introduces requirements for the Director General to disclose excuse me, sorry, that was a repetition. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Transparency International published the Corruption Perception Index statistics for 2025, and Namibia scored a staggering 49 points out of 100. Moreover, it is worth noting that since independence, Namibia has had several presidential commissions of inquiry into irregularities at different state-owned companies and organizations, but only a handful of them have been released to date. The majority have remained hidden from the public eye at the State House, and government has always maintained that it is the prerogative of the President as the appointing authority of such commissions to make them public. Some of these reports include the Frank Commission, the 2002 probe into the Social Security Commission, as well as inquiries into the National Development Corporation, which was known as NDC, Roads Authority, the Roads Fund Administration, the Roads Construction Company, which is RCC. None of the state-owned institutions have been subpoenaed by any parliament, whether the 7th, the 5th, the 4th, or this current one, to account. A reality that waters down the oversight role of the legislature. Compounding such a problem are the two words of the, I will only quote one, of the ACC director, the current sitting director, Mr. Noah, at the launch of the Women's Action for Development Anti-Corruption song under the theme Save Our Namibia project, as it was. The ACC director actually stated that we are creating, I quote, we are creating the impression that we are protecting certain individuals, unquote. Honorable Speaker, before formally assuming office, the president or a president-elect takes an oath under Article 30 and exercises such an oath of office through powers, functions, and duties as vested in her under Article 32, subject to terms, of course, outlined under Article 26, subsection 7. Such powers include appointing the Prime Minister, ministers, and others. Given the sequence or this sequence of the order in which our Constitution provides, in the context of the functions, duties, and powers, it would be relevant for the sitting President to rather institute amendments of Article 32, Article 40, Article 41 of the Namibian Constitution, and pave the way rather for the current bill to be of acceptable legal form. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, this amendment bill does by far not safeguard, nor does it ensure accountability, and it is our informed opinion that Should this August House endorse the bill in its current form, such a move will cause a constitutional, or has the potential to cause a constitutional crisis. The Landless People's Movement would therefore not support the bill in its current form. I so submit.
Yes, yes, Honorable Rampanda.
Something happened here, Speaker. It's supposed to be Honorable Abrahams on the list. I see her. What, she was up now. I see it won't be fair. She was on the list to contribute. She was ready with her speech, but now her name is not appearing on the. What? What's the switch off? Oh, she withdraw. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Now we proceed with Honorable Kandorod. You have the floor, Honorable. Oh, Honorable Abraham.
What's going on? Yes.
Yes, please.
Age 3. Yeah, Honorable Ampanda. Please leave my name alone. I'm not here because of you. I'm not here for your party. I'm here for my party. Yes.
Okay, Honorable. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Ampanda. Now, Honorable Kandorogo. Yeah, point of privilege from Honorable Mbakera.
In this house, we will defend ourselves against bullying in this house, Speaker, because we were told that we are getting written speeches. Honorable Ampanda must not come here and really looking down on us and think we are not intelligent enough to make and patronize us. Speaker, we stand against it. It's insultive. We have family that are watching, we have people that are watching, and for us to be told that speeches are coming from the State House, Speaker, he should apologize about it. Really, Speaker, we cannot allow to be bullied and patronized in this house. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member. I think that Honorable Dr. Ampanda, take it from the senior sister. Please, the Honorable members make efforts to review the documents that come to the House and to contribute to the debate. Yeah, very good. So now we proceed.
You can say we are ruled from Jantobala, but no one is saying that.
Yeah. Honorable Kandorogo, I was happy that we are making progress. Let's continue with that progress. Yeah. Honorable, is it a point of privilege also? Okay, briefly, and the last one, please, so that Honorable Kandorogo can have his 15 minutes before we knock off.
Okay.
So you have withdrawn. He's the last one on a point of... No, Honorable Member, please, let's have Honorable Karonda be the last one.
Madam Speaker, yes, thank you. The correction that was made by the Honorable Prime Minister as to the appointment of the two special advisors omitted to address whether the upstream petroleum unit was created or not.
No, the PM talked about the persons that were appointed. Please, let's make progress now. But you can also raise that. You can raise that when you take the floor. Now, can we allow Honorable Kandorodu to please make his intervention?
Okay. Thank you so much, Speaker. Allow me to make my contribution to the petroleum bill.
Yes, proceed, Honorable Member.
This move or the method the President wants to introduce has a potential for political interference. The move could create an unpredictable environment for investors, and it introduces the possibility of political interference in the sector. The risk of greed, the decision may lead to the industry being tainted with greed, as a President leadership could be seen as a potential source of conflict of interest. It will also create lots of uncertainty for investors, and it could discourage investors seeking transparent regulatory framework and a clear legal protections. The consequences of keeping the oil and gas sector under the office of the president are complex and multifaceted. While the move aims to maximize benefits for Namibians and align with the country's economic priority, it is also possesses a risk of uncertainty that need to be carefully considered. Ethics in the oil and gas industry is not just about compliance with law and regulation. It's about doing what is right for the environment, communities, and future generations. Ethical practices are essential for building trust with stakeholders, including governments, investors, employees, and local communities. Companies that prioritize ethical consideration are better positioned to mitigate risk, enhance their reputation, and ensure long-term sustainability. The oil and gas sector faces criticism for corruption and lack of financial transparency, particularly in resource-rich developing countries. Ethical companies must disclose their financial dealings and ensure that revenues benefit local population. The Nampor case currently under the hands of judiciary is a very classical case to learn from. Removing this power from the minister to the president is a sign that the president do not trust her own system, and as a result, it will compromise check and balance processes and separation of power ethics. Just imagine the president has been questioned, grilled by her own cabinet members if anything wrong is discovered within the petroleum fraternity. The president cannot even be put in prison while she is in office. So therefore,
is that a point of order? Yes, there is a point, Honorable Kandoro. Point of privilege.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am at pains to interrupt my young brother from Otimpingwe and elsewhere. Yeah, he knows what I mean. Now, I think he made a very emphatic statement when he created the impression that he reads minds in terms of stating that the president seemed not to trust her own institutions. No. So I would humbly request your indulgence that Honorable Kandorodu either substantiate his claim or withdraw the statement, which in my opinion is very emphatic and denotes too that he has a factual basis for saying it. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you substantiate your point?
Okay, let me. There is one thing that we call phonic. Do you know what it means, doctors? I said, removing the power from the minister to the president is a sign that the president do not trust her own system. I did not say she do not trust. It's a sign. Okay, let me continue.
No, let's not debate that part. Let's not debate Let's allow him to finish. But I think the point is being made. What happened?
Okay,
Honorable
let me continue.
members, can we just debate?
If the president is not happy, I'll come to with what? If the president is not happy, there are institutions that need to be strengthened, such as the Anti-Corruption Commission, by implementing robust anti-corruption policies and practices that can help prevent unethical behavior. The Office of the Ombudsman and Auditor General must be given more power to help the President to start trusting her own system. Operational transparency, stakeholders, including investors and community.
Point of order.
Thank you very much, Comrade Speaker. I did not intend either to disturb the members' contribution to the length it has taken. A member has the right to privilege if distortions of facts are presented on the floor of the House. Now, we are all here as members called honorables for the purpose we are here. Now, is it wrongly in the members' understanding that the President has no powers enshrined to create institutions of the state that include officers, agencies, and ministries, and also to make amendments to that effect, as that so much she or he wishes. I just want to have that appreciation in that regard, because that we are here to protect the Constitution, which I believe all of us have taken oath to protect, and that what is, I said, is right in the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, is that not undermining the care of the oath? I have a point of order. He can't stand. He must sit.
Yes. Okay. Now, honorable member, we must also wind up because the time is. Okay. Can the two honorable members take their seats, please? Both of them. Now, Honorable Kanderodu.
Yeah, no problem. I'm allowed.
Honorable Kanderodu. Take your seat. Can all the members please take their seat? Honorable members, Honorable Nekundi, Honorable Werikwa, Honorable Karonda, Honorable Kalangula, please take your seats, and all the honorable members behind there. Now, honorable members, Honorable Kanderodu, you are still on the floor, but based on the rule for automatic adjournment, we now rise on automatic adjournment, and you will continue, Honorable Kanderodu, we will continue when we come back again. Yes, the House rises on automatic adjournment.
This is NBC1. It's ours.
Need a cool drink? Want a Fanta?